My name is Dave Anderson. I've been given the honor to help tell Marty's story. This is Marty's story. I'm going to speak for the first part because I personally know Marty. We met a long time ago. In 1979-ish, early-ish, we were sitting in group. And I was on the edge, but I was in the edge in the middle. And I'm minding my own business. I'm totally into my head, zoned out, gone, the Bahamas somewhere. And I saw, out of the corner of my eye, this is Mikey, by the way, and he's going to help me through this. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw one of the male staff members go over to the female side of the group. And apparently there was a girl, and she was leaning forward, and her elbows were on her knees, and she was holding her head like this. Any straight survivor will tell you, you don't do that. So this male staff member's giving her the business, and next thing I know, all I saw was a fist landing up against this staff member's head. Brought me right out of my head. I'd never seen such a thing. Oh my God, what the hell? There was almost definitely a sense of shock. Definitely exciting. And I had never seen anything like it before. The male staff member leaned in again. And for the second time, he got a fist right upside the head. I saw that one too. He began yelling at her, and still coming in at her. Does that make you feel tough? Are you more of a woman now that you can hit a man? Blah, blah, blah. He got into plus the third time. She knocked him back a couple of feet. He, I don't know what he was thinking. He came back in some kind of bravado. And out of my ear, I could hear the staff door opening. But I was riveted by what was going on here. He got clocked the fourth time. Well, right about this time, a whole swarm of staff came by, went right by me. The most executive senior staff there, his name was Dr. George Ross. I don't know if he grabbed her by the back of the neck or the shoulder or what, but he had her and he was leading her. And they were coming up the middle of the group. He grabbed one boy, he grabbed the second boy, he grabbed me, and he grabbed the fourth boy and told us to follow him. We went to what we called, this was in the Morgan Yacht Building in St. Petersburg. We went into what we called the carpet room. And he told us to put her on the floor, which in straight lingo means throw them on the concrete. But in the green room, I can't remember if it was linoleum or concrete, but either way, we put her to the floor. Myself and I can remember two of the other boys. I can remember their names, faces, everything. And the third one's a little bit of a blur. But we held her to the floor. I had her. See, I had her right arm. The staff member, he mounted her and proceeded to dry hump her, screaming at her. His face was within inches of mine. I saw the spittle come out of his mouth as he screamed at her. I saw his jugular vein bulge and pound. I saw the sweat on his face dripping into hers. That was, we were told it was therapeutic. I don't remember what happened immediately after that. I lived with that for a long time. I have lived with that for a long time. I still live with that. After about 6-7 years after waking up in one of the old rooms called Fornets, I began, reading. And I saw this woman's story, and I saw the woman's story again and again. It was hauntingly familiar. I began to connect the dots. Oh, fuck. It's that same girl. Said I lived with that for a long time, You can't watch a television show without seeing something about a rape. Some talking in daily life about a rape. And somehow I felt complicit. And I had nothing to do with it. But I carried that shit. And when I saw her name, and I began to connect those dots, and that memory began to come back to me, clearer and clearer and clearer. I had no choice but to apologize for my actions. No choice at all. I had to apologize. I did the best thing I could. I wrote to her, and I apologize for my actions. She wrote back, and She forgave me. Wow. She forgave me. As much as that means, and then at the time, there's a great sense of relief, absolutely. But it still caused nightmares. Those things that I did caused nightmares. Fast forward a couple of years, I finally got the nerve to call her on the phone. And again, I apologized to her. And again, she forgave me. She explained we were just kids. That I was doing what I was told. You know, this is mine. I walk with this. But what about Marty? Marty came into the program after I did. She came into straight some 5-6 months maybe after I did. She stayed a lot longer than I did. I was there for 3 years. And to the best of my memory, she was there about 4.5 years. I won't begin to tell her story, but I felt it was important. Marty felt it was important that the story began here. We're breaking code silence. I feel honored, Marty, for you allowing me to tell your story, for letting me tell my story as it intros into your story. I'm honored because Marty doesn't give interviews. She'll give you her opinion. She'll give you her experience, but she doesn't give interviews. She gave 2, very briefly on film, and wants to Shivitz in her book, Love at Any Cost. Like other stories, these are very, very delicate stories. That's the intrinsic nature of these stories is they need to be told by the person that has the story. It's their story. It needs to be told and it needs to be heard. And we appreciate you listening.